Check. There.
Yeah. Ooh, we are in. Okay.
All right.
We got Gatorade.
Haterade.
We're ready to go. You know Gatorade's from Florida?
Yeah, University of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Hence Gatorade.
You know, one person listening might not have known that. Everyone's like, we know that.
Who didn't?
I don't know. Maybe someone listening.
You said you know.
You know, someone didn't listen. Someone listening didn't know.
Yeah.
Idiots. Ugh.
Ooh, can't say that.
Welcome to the Misery Loves Mandy podcast.
Hi.
Hi. This is Matty Fontana.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
Wave.
Sometimes you could go like this. Ooh, did you hear my
Yeah.
throat?
Sort of like behind your Adam's apple.
Yeah.
It was just like a little worm burp.
It was a little worm burp. Hope you guys could all hear that. Ooh. So what's going on? So how you doing?
You asked me to do your podcast, and I come all the way over here, and then you're like, so, what's your day?
See, the problem is we chatted out front, and now the intro conversation is now over.
Well, I mean, okay.
We really fucked it up.
I guess we did.
It's okay. We can just get into our wieners.
All right, just start it now.
Okay. Welcome to the Misery Loves Mandy podcast. This is Matty Fontana.
It's me.
It's him.
It's me. I'm here.
Easy.
You've all been waiting. This is that episode you've all been waiting for. That guy none of you know.
Well, you should know him. Also, before I forget, plug your show in Boston.
Oh, Laugh Boston, December 22nd.
Yeah.
2002.
That's a good note.
2022.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah. Yep. Tickets are on sale. Go to laughboston.com and buy them. You don't have to show. Just buy them. I want you to show up, but just give them away.
Also, if you buy them, you probably should show. I'm always shocked at shows when they're like, we have this many tickets sold and so many people don't go. I'm like, who can afford to not go?
With the way the world is now, it's back to normal. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If someone doesn't, like, some people are like, well, I had 300 tickets sold, and then, because COVID and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, dude, they didn't want to see you.
No.
They didn't come. You didn't have that many sold. Like, you recorded, you posted your crowd work on fucking Instagram and TikTok, and you could see a massive amount of empty seats.
I noticed during specials, like live giant specials on TV, that if they don't fill up the show, they won't show the top mezzanine.
Sure. But do you ever notice they never show the top mezzanine? Because there's no show going on up there?
Like the audience?
I never know. Well, maybe they
do. No, they do. Especially
like a side.
Bill Burr and stuff like that. You can see
yeah,
all the people.
I mean, he tapes the last couple anyways. He's taped them at Royal Albert Hall and Red Rocks. So you want to show that venue off.
That's true.
When you're taping in some black box in North Hollywood, you're probably not this fake ornate crest up above the fucking.
Yeah, but I'm talking bigger specials. No black box bullshit.
Yeah, you're talking, Burr,
Mm,
Segura, Schlesinger,
yeah.
big time.
Big time.
Big time.
What movie is that from?
Island Boys. Sorry.
Hey, they're from my hometown. How weird is that?
It explains everything. Explains everything.
Yeah. Eek. I guess I shouldn't be too proud of that.
I thought they were from an island. I
I
don't know anything about
they
it.
think Florida's an island.
They film like what are those? The cameos for people?
Do they?
They're like Mandy Martino with the Island Boys and your
no.
happy birthday, Island Boy. I think they don't really even know any other.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're killing it. So
Cameo is a weird business to me, but I guess do what you got to do. I think it's like the equivalent. Oh, I don't want to talk bad about strippers, but it's like the stripper equivalent to like an actor. Like you just got to make your money and do that.
I would say that Cameo. No, I would say OnlyFans is that.
Okay.
Stripper equivalent to an actor. Or those hoes that do those dumb dances on TikTok.
Yeah, I guess it's more like video dancing. I
don't know. I don't look at any of that shit.
I never got into that.
I can't do it. I don't even have a TikTok.
Oh yeah, his Instagram. He started from scratch, and now you're doing baby photos or throwback photos. Are you gonna commit to it?
You mean everyone started their Instagram from scratch, but I just
restarted.
I archived everything. I don't know. I don't like really. I'm kind of a private person, and I don't really like I used to post because I felt like I had to post, and I just don't. I don't care about followers.
I mean, I think that's refreshing.
I really do. I hate it. I think I don't like. I remember when I was posting, and I would post. I'd be like, "This is so good." And then it got like 10 likes. It's like it's a small, like it's like a mini devastation during your day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You just check it and you're like, oh, this has got to be blown up, and you just like change my life. And you see, you got like, and it like it's your cousin. It's not even.
It's your mom and your cousin.
Yeah, my mom doesn't have nobody. My parents don't have any type of social media whatsoever.
Phew, because for a second I thought you were gonna say my mom was dead, and then
mom's on OnlyFans. She's like doing foot shit only, like just feet.
If people make money doing that,
good for them.
Yeah, that's all.
All the power to them, and all the power to the people that like really hustle on social media. It's a newfound art that maybe someday I'll dive into it. I'll never say never, but I'm not really,
This is you're gonna get so big with stand-up that you'll just have someone run it for you, and then they'll clip your special and post it, and you don't have to do any of it.
I hope so. I mean, the one thing I'm worried about is like, how's anybody going to get to know me if I don't use social media? But I mean,
just gotta be that funny.
I guess so. I have to be undeniable.
Undeniable, as Steve Martin said, "Be so good they can't ignore you."
They'll ignore you anyway nowadays. They just like you got 1,260 followers.
Oh God!
It's so like clubs do that. They'll book you for followers, and like I've had people doing bar shows go, "Hey, I'd love to have you. You're hilarious," but you only have like at the time I think I had like 800 followers
at a bar show.
At like a bar show, it was a good one though. It was one of those ones that, like, but they were like, "You don't have any followers." You're like, yeah. I'm like, even if I did, do you think that I'm at a level? I was like 3 or 4 years into stand up. And I'm like, you think I'm at a level that somebody's gonna be like, gotta get to the fucking this, set, Maddie's set at fucking
it's
El Guapo.
But please come see the show. See the show. Everyone. Feel free to drop by and introduce yourself.
I mean, as a person who runs a show, people's followers don't matter. I've had people on my show that have millions of over 1 million followers, and like bazillion, like so many on like TikTok and the other ones. Excuse me, on you. Oh, the fucking the glacier.
Gatorade's
The
getting
glacier
you?
ice is giving me the burps.
It's called the glacier burps.
The burps. Glacier cherry burps. I'm all gassed up from the fucking.
I like to make sure all my guests are gassy as fuck.
Gassed up.
Oh.
No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
It's weird.
We'll figure it out. Please follow us at Mandy Martino and
at Matty Fontana 13.
The 13, I think that's the problem.
It's my birthday. And my lucky number. I love it. People like, there were 12 other Matty Fontanas, and I'm like, no.
Who would actually go, one's taken, I'm going to go to 2. Oh, shit.
You just sit there by like 10 taken. And you're like 11. You're like, come on.
Who would do
it's
that?
Gotta be 12. They can't be 12. Motherfucker.
That's so stupid.
Yeah. No,
oh, God. Well, fuck it. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. So did you think of your weekly wiener?
I don't know what that is.
You didn't read the instructions? You guys, can you believe this?
Sorry. Well, we
can do it.
We'll fly it.
We can do it. Okay, so the weekly wiener, and I can go first, is that person that bugged you, that made your blood boil over something like minute. Like the jerk who parks in 2 parking spots, and it's the only spot. It's just something that really irked you. And I can say mine, so then you can think of yours, unless there's someone that you instantly think of. And it's funny because these things happen all the time, but sometimes you just let them go so you kind of forget them.
I wish I thought. Will you do yours?
Yeah.
You have a roommate, or is that the guy?
No, it's just next door neighbor. They're having a good time.
What's up, neighbors?
Well, you neighbors. Okay. My wiener is, so I was just traveling, and you guys, I'm not proud to say this. I went to, it was Spirit Airlines.
Okay.
No.
No.
It was so much cheaper that it wasn't even a thing. It's whatever.
A to B.
It's whatever.
Who cares?
So the funny thing, though, about Spirit is, so we're
You're grabbing this. I feel like a fucking porn star dodging dicks. Like,
now you know how they feel. So I'm waiting for the flight, the Spirit Airline flight next to our gate. They said we're about to close the gate. We have a warning for missing passengers, and they listed off 10 people. 10 people were missing their flight, which I was like, only Spirit Airlines this would happen to. So then it just became really not fun because it's messed up. It sucks to miss the flight, but kind of fun to see the people eventually coming. Sadly, it was like a family of 4, and they were chill about it. They know they messed up. I mean, you came like 10 minutes after 10 minutes after like the flight's supposed to leave. What do you think? Like way past boarding.
But they waited for them?
Just no. The plane was closed. They gave them the warning. Then they closed the gate. Like,
and you're on the plane?
No. I'm sitting out waiting for the next flight.
Because you missed your flight too.
No. My flight's later. I'm there early like a responsible person.
Don't start the story like that. I get there early. I get my...
Okay, we'll start over. I'm just kidding. So I'm there early. I told you. I said it was the
Cinnabon.
I said it was the flight next to mine.
Okay.
The gate next to mine. So I'm gate 49. They're 48. 48's fucking up. And I'm sitting there watching. So then the family, they're whatever, figuring it out. And then these 2 guys come up that look like Post Malone without tattoos. That's what he looked like. So you could get a visual.
Yeah.
They look like rich kids in like expensive sweatpants. You know?
Yeah. I don't look at like if anybody wears that shit anywhere, like the supermarket, a restaurant, you look like shit.
They look
like, so I would never be like, oh, they're rich. Like, I think that, like, I hate the people that wear, like, I've said this to other people before, like, people that wear, like, Givenchy, like, sweatshirts and stuff.
Yeah.
It's so tacky.
It's
like,
so expensive for a sweatshirt.
Yeah, but also it looks like a Hanes. It's like a Fruit of the Loom, like
it totally
that
does.
someone just wrote Givenchy on it.
I've never been into big brands.
Like all the Gucci sweatsuits. They look terrible.
It's a lot. I'm wearing Chappelle Lacey.
I'm wearing three drunk eyes, tongue out by Chappelle Lacey. Only at Macy's. Chappelle Lacey, only at Macy's.
That sounds good.
Only
at Macy's.
At Lord & Taylor.
Ooh, he stepped up.
Only at Nordstrom.
Back down.
I used to love those perfume commercials, and it would be like somebody doing like getting all drenched, and like they'd like run. They're walking through, or they're running through a city, and they're getting on a subway car, and then they're getting in on a boat, and then it's like a guy.
It's always Matthew McConaughey or
he gives the girl
Johnny Depp
this like thing, like this envelope, and then they stand there nose to nose, and they don't do anything, and then it's just like.
It's just like the dramatic pause,
and then the voice in the background is just like Enchantment by L'Oreal.
Oh, it's so bad.
It's so right. It's so, and then they try to get you to buy the shit with a free gift. They're like,
what?
Get this free travel umbrella with any $45 purchase of Enchantment, only at Nordstrom's, only at Macy's. Like
the umbrella breaks the second you open it.
It's clear. It's one of those like like the umbrella that you would see like a runaway holding over her head at a payphone, calling her dad to come pick her up.
She needed the perfume.
I want to come home.
I'm sorry I left for the perfume, Dad.
Different story, but okay.
Yeah. Bless you. Brought to you by Gatorade.
Brought to you by Glacier Cherry Gatorade. Only at Chevron.
Do you remember the white cherry? White cherry.
We didn't finish your
Oh
weenie.
shit! Our weens. But do you remember the white cherry slushies from Target back in the day? No one ever remembers that.
Because no one.
You didn't get those as a kid? Okay.
We didn't have Target.
Really?
No. I mean, there was Target, but like there wasn't. I don't think there was one near me for a long time. There was like this place called Bradley's.
Never heard of it. It was like a Target?
Yeah, it was like a one-off. It was like a local, like a regional store.
Is it still open?
No. It's so gone.
Well, Bradley, too bad.
Plural, Bradley's. Not plural possessive.
Bradley's. That
Right
was a
next to,
problem. People got confused with the S.
Mm-hmm. It was next to a Waffle House named Linda Mays.
A Waffle House named? Not Waffle House.
It was like a breakfast place called Linda Mays, and it was delicious, and everything in that place was sticky.
Ew.
You'd put your elbows on the...
No, but it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good. Delicious.
All right.
What's your weenie?
So these two guys,
Wiener.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then they run up, and when they say the gates are closed, 10 minutes past like takeoff time, they lost their shit. They were like, "What do you mean? No, you have to open the gate. No." And they kept yelling at the people that work at the front desk, like, "You have to open it. I can't miss this flight." I'm like, you guys showed up so late, like 50 probably minutes since boarding.
After your flight was supposed to leave.
Yeah. You got your announcement. You've given everything you could get.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, no. Like at that point, you have to accept the loss.
Chalk it up. And also, they were on Spirit too? Or were they on
It was Spirit.
One? Oh.
But that's the thing. I'm like, Spirit Airlines are different people. They have to do so many announcements on Spirit Airlines that they don't do on normal normal planes.
Which kind of announcements?
Oh, I should have written them down. They mentioned don't smoking and no vape pens multiple times throughout the flight. And then there was this guy, I was like waiting for the bathroom and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to go in after this guy takes a major shit because he's in shit time. Like it's been a while. I get in there and the place smells like strawberries. I'm like, this fucker was vaping in here.
Vaping.
And because I heard him flush twice, and I was like, well, at least he's courtesy flushing.
No, he's
vaping.
He's flushing his smoke.
Yeah. So I was happy it smelled like strawberries over shit, but strawberries over shit.
Strawberries
be a fun name for something.
A Gatorade Zero flavor.
Strawberries over shit. 0 calories.
0 calories. All the shit.
So that was interesting. You know, one thing I haven't looked up yet was for takeoff and landing, you have to keep your window open.
No.
Have you ever heard that?
No.
That's a thing.
It's not.
No, they said they go through, they say it multiple times, and if you don't do it
on Spirit,
yeah,
or on every other
on Spirit.
Oh, maybe.
That's what I mean. I've never heard this before, ever.
I've never heard it on any airline before. No.
No, me neither. So then, if people didn't have it open, they'd be like, "Put up your window, put up your window." Like they all had to be open.
Okay.
Why?
Science. It's the science of it. Like when they have the window open, the heat from the sun will build cabin pressure or release cabin pressure, as opposed to having to use the cabin pressure machine that they have on the plane that automatically does it. So Spirit wants to it's also because babies ears pop like crazy when they're on a plane.
Yeah,
and it hurts. And when you open the windows, it immediately makes the babies calm down, and it helps also releases some of that pressure from their cochleas. That's a little like seashell thing that's inside a person's ear. And the gas from the cochlea goes into the baby's brain and releases serotonin. And the serotonin mellows the baby out, gives them almost like the tripping feeling, like this feeling that they're like up on mushrooms a little bit. And then they get a little relaxed. That's why you smells a little bit when they open all the windows.
Yeah,
it smells a little bit.
You're like, what is that smell?
It's babies relaxing in their buttholes. It relaxes too, and a little poo comes out.
Oh, that happens to me sometimes too.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. See?
Wow.
I have no idea why they open the window.
I know, that was good though. That was good.
It's fun.
I've never been good at big words and lying. And I think they go really well hand in hand. I'm
not good at lying. I don't know how to
Or
lie.
like fun. You just did that.
Well, it's playful.
Playful lying. Like when I did the Groundlings, I always played dumb characters. You know, they give me like a scientist suggestion. You played.
I played dumb characters. Hi, my name's Amanda.
It was really easy to play those characters. Let's just say that. Like too easy. Wait, so
that's fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's better to play. So I would rather play someone that was a little simple over someone who's like hyper intelligent. Because they're not fun. I like playing someone who thinks they're hyper intelligent, but they're just super stupid.
Oh, it's the best. All of those shows, like Eastbound and Down, and all those characters that do that, it's always fun.
Like Kip from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes. Oh, I loved Napoleon Dynamite.
So good.
And then, of course, Michael Scott from The Office.
Fantastic.
He thinks he's smart and is very stupid.
Oh, he's so dumb. He's great though. I mean, the way he plays it so straight and so great. I like that show. It was a good show.
Yeah, I watched it many times. I have a rotation of all of the sitcoms I'll watch. Like Community, Seinfeld, The Office,
Community
30 Rock.
Until it got like really weird.
Well, they had why am I blanking his name? The writer left, or they fired him, I think season 4 or something. And then it sucked that they had to beg for him back. And then he got back on board.
Okay.
So it went down.
I heard about that. I don't know his name.
I knew his name. I can't think right now. But yeah. Okay, wait. Did you think of a wiener? There has to be something that pissed you off.
Me?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, so I had. All right, this is embarrassing. I had a doctor's appointment on Monday to have a vasectomy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I don't want any more abortions.
Yeah.
I might be
After
moving to
5.
Texas. Who knows? I could move to Texas, and then we have to keep it.
That's true.
So I'm like, you know what? Let's have a lot of fun without the gambles. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
If you know you don't want it.
you don't have to go to a casino every time you have fun. You know what I mean? You can go else. You know,
That's a fun analogy.
right?
That's a vasectomy commercial.
Yeah, you don't gotta go. Why roll the dice? When you can roll down a hill in an inflatable ball.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Yeah, no. So I went to Cedars to have a vasectomy, and I get there, and of course, you there. It's my appointment's at 9:30, and I get there at 9:15, and I wait until around 10. You know, the doctor is, and then some dude comes in, and he's like, I'm sitting there with my, just reading my phone or whatever, and this dude comes in, and he's just like, you guys motherfuckers, I got my girlfriend pregnant. You fucked up. You didn't give me the right vasectomy.
What?
And I was like, oh shit. Now I'm sweating. I'm like, this motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Just ruined. I was calm. I was like, oh, awesome. Bagless lunch every time. Going in bagless every single time I have sex from now on. I got health insurance. I catch anything, clean it up, back in action. You know what I mean? Just straight up. And this guy's in there. He's going, what? And they were like, can you keep it down, sir? Can you keep it down? It's like, no, I have a kid on the way. My wife wants to keep it. We already have 6 kids. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just like, I keep looking down, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't trust this guy.
Oh my God.
And I went into the bathroom, and sure enough, there's like a poster of the doctor in the bathroom with like his thumb up, like winking.
What?
Yeah, and it's like, Doctor so-and-so, want to take care of it before you have to take care of it?
In the bathroom?
In the bathroom.
Like you're holding
it. At the hospital. In the bathroom right near where his office is. Want to take care. That's what says. Want to take care of it before you have to take care of it. And he's like that. And I'm just like, oh shit, this guy's fucking hack as shit. This guy probably doesn't even have a medical degree. Like, why does he have an office at Cedars? Maybe he knows somebody, like nepotism or something like that. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
So I go back and I sit down, and the guy winds up getting taken out by security.
Wow.
And I'm just like, whoa, this is crazy. I mean, like, there's something's up.
He wouldn't have just made that up and be that angry if it didn't happen.
No, but something was. I was like, there's something's up with this doctor.
Yeah.
So I go in, they call me in, and I'm like, oh shit. I was like, what's the story? How often do these things, how often do you like make a mistake and like it doesn't work? And he's just like, yeah, you don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Like,
that's not what I asked, sir.
It's not what I asked. He's just like, not. It's like sometimes like, but never, like it's very rare. And I was like, there was a guy in the reception in the room, in the waiting room, that was screaming at the receptionist because he said his vasectomy didn't work and that you were the problem. I was like, I don't want to go under the knife. And he starts like telling me to take my clothes off and stuff.
He's just ignoring you?
He's holding the thing up. And he's like, yeah, I understand. But just like, can you put this gown on, please? And I'm like, no. He's like, will you sit on the table, please? And I was like, I don't really want to sit down right now until I know this is gonna not make more of me's, like more babies and stuff. And he was just like, I'm confident that we can. He's like, if you want to reschedule, we can reschedule. And I'm like, at first I'm like, this is so fucking annoying. I was here early. I'm pissed. So I'm like, okay. But also realize that this is a time where I can like Google. I have Google time now. After all this stuff, I have to go Google and I have to see if other people have problems with him.
And Yelp, all of the things. I do that before every doctor. I Yelped when I was trying to find a gynecologist when I moved out here. And let's just say there's a lot of bad reviews.
For a gynecologist?
Out in LA, just like when I was looking for them.
You know this dude's probably that are just like, yeah, I'm a gynecologist.
I know.
Just come in. Let me look at your vagina.
The reviews were terrifying. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so now you get to Google. It's a blessing in disguise.
So I leave.
But the ball's on him to say, for him to say, we need to reschedule when you were there is true. Is really crazy.
True. But then I'm like, okay, I get out of there and then I go to work and I go home and I order some pizza, laundry.
You really take a second.
And then my friend Mandy asked me to do her podcast and tells me about this doodle or weekly weenie. And I didn't have one, so I lied about getting a vasectomy just to make a weekly wiener.
Oh my God! That was all a lie?
Yeah. See, I can't lie. I can make up a story, but I can't lie.
Holy shit! That was a good lie. This is all the high fives.
Yes.
And you just said back there you weren't a good liar.
I'm a red shirt graduate from Second City.
Wow.
I'm a great liar.
I visualized that story, every single part of it. I don't think we've ever had a fake wiener before. We had
I'm the first dildo.
I was just thinking that.
I'm the first dildo. Take care of it before you have to take care of it.
How did you think of that?
I just made it up when I was lying.
Oh my God.
In the lie.
Wow. I am so impressed. That was such a fun ride too. Holy shit. That's ridiculous.
Imagine if I went in for I don't even have a girlfriend. Imagine if I was just like, you know what? I don't want to come. Like, I want my cum to be like just completely unpotent. I don't want anybody to have anything to worry about.
We've had a conversation though before about the kids thing with your ex and having kids.
Oh yeah, I don't want to have kids. Yeah.
So me knowing that, you saying you wanted a vasectomy, I wasn't that thrown off.
Mm-hmm. When I said that, I was setting up. I slow played you 6 months ago. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine if I did. You were like, you want to do my podcast? Like 6 months ago, and I was like, I gotta sign up.
Yeah.
And I am going to blow her mind.
Wow. Mine was blown. I am so impressed.
Thank you.
Wow.
It wasn't even a good one.
What do you mean? That was
I could have done better.
No, I'm telling you, visualized everything. You sitting there, the guy walking in, him getting taken out.
Mm-hmm. The toilet, the poster.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I'm speechless.
Where are we gonna go next?
Now we do the two stories. So it's called Misery Loves Mandy, and we talk about miserable, embarrassing moments that you made into jokes, or one that you made into a joke and one that you did not make into a joke.
Okay.
So, they could all be lies.
Imagine if I was just like the most boring son of a bitch ever, and I just sat at home and I was like, "This is what I did today." I went and had just sat there on the couch and goes, "Okay, what did we do today? We had a vasectomy. Where did we get it? We got from Dr. Leibowitz at Cedar Sinai's 3rd floor. We had to wear masks when we went in there. We had to sanitize our hands before and after we left the office."
Yeah. There might be that person.
There might be a person that actually has that kind of life where they just make it up.
Well, what is that called?
Pathological
life. They do that.
They do. They probably. I don't know. Maybe that's what that is, but I'm just picturing some someone that only has one set of clothes, like
Oh,
doesn't leave the house, and then just like
that's sad.
I don't know.
It's like having a VR headset, but without having the headset.
Yeah.
And they just have to take themselves there.
Mm-hmm. That's what living in here is like. I have a VR headset. I got laid yesterday. It's been like 6 months, but I got laid yesterday.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know. That's fun. Okay, so do you have a joke or a moment that you did not make into a joke? We can start with that. Or one like you tried and it just because the whole point the whole point of the podcast is like how lucky we are to take when something shitty happens and then how we always try to make it into a joke. It's like the optimistic part about being a stand-up.
Well, there's one time, like, the one thing in high school. I went to an all-boys high school. And
oh, wow.
This is a real story. I went to it's called Catholic Memorial. You can Google it.
We start not trusting anything you say now.
That'd be awesome. Did you?
Huh?
I'm just gonna keep looking at the camera going.
Yeah, I'm like,
got him again. Dildo. One more time.
I mean, it was so good I wouldn't even be mad.
Sorry. I went to an all-boys high school. It was kind of far away, and we had to wait for the train. And my brother, who was in the closet at the time, had a ton of Playboys. Just like, just keep us off the scent. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Just a ton of Playboys.
Stacking them up.
It was a pile of them. And I took one from his collection and brought it to school. And when we were all waiting for the train after school, we were all in the cafeteria. It was cold out, had an hour to wait for the train, so I got this Playboy.
Did everyone freak out?
Everybody was like, "Yo, let's do it!" And like all the Southie guys, I'm from Southie. All the Southie guys.
Closer to you. There we go. Perfect.
And all the Southie guys.
That sounds great.
All the Southie guys.
That sounds cool.
I kind of like that.
Southie guys.
So we're all kind of like sitting in the cafeteria, like looking at this magazine. Everybody's over, like I got it in front of me, and everybody's over my shoulders. And in high school, when anybody's like surrounding someone, and the teacher sees it,
they will come.
It's something. They're not doing math. They're like, "Oh my god,
I solved this equation."
He knows the Pythagorean theorem. What the fuck? Do it again. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Motherfucking domino. Like, and so my principal comes over and he sees that we're looking at a porno, and it's a Catholic school. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like a freshman, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you really want us all like just bubbling over with like testosterone? We're all teenagers.
We see what happens when that happens.
People shoot places.
Not good.
Yeah. And so like he takes it and he's like mad. He's like, I'm gonna see you first thing in the morning in my office, because he knows if we don't catch the train, we won't be able to get another one till till it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't want to be responsible for us being outside. So we all go next morning. We all have to go into his office before homeroom. His office is like a walk-in closet.
Okay.
It's a long desk along one wall, like computer, like printer and stuff like that. And then like there's just sort of maybe 4 feet of space. And then it's probably like, I want to say 11 feet long.
And he had all of you guys in there?
Everybody in there. There's probably about 7 or 8 of us in there. And I'm the last one in it. So I'm like right where he is. And he's like sort of like sidestepping down the line. He's just like, you guys think you think it's funny to objectify women? Would you? And he's like looking at the guy down the other end, and he's making his way to me, and he was just like, and I'm sitting, and everybody's just sort of like, just not wanting to look at, like, they're a little ashamed, but they're also like, this is a little stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I was always the class clown, so he gets to me, and he's getting more and more mad because nobody's answering him. We're all just like, like, you know, mumbling. Whose is this? Who's the boy? No, who's Playboy was this? Blah blah blah. And then they're like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say. And because where I come from, no one rats, even for the dumbest shit. It's like, I'm not ratting anybody out. I'm taking this to the grave. And,
That's good though.
yeah, and then the most notorious criminal from my hometown is the biggest rat in the world.
Really?
Yeah, Whitey Bulger. He was an informant for the FBI.
Oh wow.
There's a movie, Black Mass. Take a peek.
I should watch it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think The Departed was Jack Nicholson's character, and The Departed was loosely based on him.
Okay.
So he gets down to me, and he's heated now, nose to nose. He's like, would you show this to your grandmother in Thanksgiving dinner? And I'm sitting there like this, and he's like in my face to the level, like I can smell the Sanka on his breath, like the Folgers crystals or whatever, like instant coffee he was drinking on his breath. And I'm like so uncomfortable. But I had a nice egg breakfast at the train station before I left. And I'm looking him dead in the face. He's looking at me. He's like upset. And I'm just like this. And I'm just like, I farted. I farted like it was like that. It wasn't like a. It was like a. Like the sad elephant.
Yeah.
It's like sad. The elephant's a little sad that day.
It was definitely a sad elephant. You could do that really well.
And I'm sitting there like this, and everybody's just all of us is just like, you know, when your lips are all like both moving at the same time, and your eyes don't want to close because you know if you close your eyes you're gonna start laughing. You can't close a hole on your face or body, like just or else you're gonna let it out. You're gonna start to laugh.
Let it out.
And he starts laughing. The principal started laughing.
No way! What a curveball!
He did one of those nose ones. You know, like a De Niro type. Yes, you do. Like
That's good too.
And and then we all start laughing, and then I start laughing, and he's like he's just shaking his head, like looking at me, like he wants to be mad, but he can't be mad, and like I'm like you know, and like he's looking at me, he's like you son, like, you know, looking at me, and I go a little overboard, and I put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm like right. He's like, get your fucking hands off me. He's like, get out of here. We all leave, and like we're all crying, laughing down the hallway, and I've always wanted to write a joke about that.
That's so funny.
But I think there's other people who have similar situations that have probably written jokes about it. So I'm like,
what? No way. That's such a unique story if it's real.
Dildo! No.
Not again.
No, that's a real one.
Oh my God, I wouldn't worry about someone else having that at all.
Oh, well, maybe I'll do it.
That's so funny. It should be like something about how farts bring people together.
Well, I was on the phone with customer service about a month ago for this trip to the hospital. Last Christmas morning, this is a true story, I went to the emergency room because I was headlining Laugh Boston on the 26th, and I felt like shit on Christmas morning. So I went to the emergency room, and I sat there. They checked me out. They were just like, you just have a little bit of like a tonsil stone. And I was like, he's like, we flushed it out or whatever, and it might be causing a little bit of an infection in your ear, and that's why you don't feel well. Here's an antibiotic. No, he didn't give me an antibiotic. He gave me an anti-inflammatory, and he's like, by tomorrow you should be fine. He was right. Felt fine. Didn't have COVID. Sat in the room waiting for him for an hour and a half. I get a bill in like 2 months later after my insurance took care of. So it was like $600. Paid that, and then in July, was it July or like August? I get a bill for like $890 from like a doctor's group.
What?
The first bill was from the hospital. Second bill was from this doctor's group. So I call the doctor's group, the customer service for the doctor's group, and I talk to the first person, like the initial agent you get.
Yeah.
The one that can't do anything for you. You know, and I'm
Just the
like,
gatekeeper.
yeah, they're just like protecting the guy with the actual desk.
Yeah.
Instead of the one that's in the cube. And I was like, can I just talk to you? Your boss, like, this is ridiculous.
Save my time.
Like, they literally charged me rent. Like, charged me for like $200 or $400 for the room.
I've never heard of that.
Charge. And I'm like, this is the doctor's group. And I'm like, what does the doctor have? They don't own the hospital.
What?
What's going on? So I get to this lady and she's talking to me. And I'm like, she's like, I don't know. It's like, I was like, I know it's getting late in the day back there. You're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. You're irritated. I'm super irritated. I'm not talking. I want to let you know I'm not talking to you. I'm talking about your company. I have a hankering suspicion that when you were a little girl, you weren't like, when I grow up, I want to work in customer service. You weren't asking like Santa Claus for the Fisher-Price paper shredder. You didn't want the speak and spell gray cubicle with the felt walls. You weren't asking for, the Mattel box, that cardboard box with the plant in it and the red stapler for when you had enough and you want to walk off. You're not gonna take it anymore. And like it's silent. And I keep going.
You're saying
I'm saying this to this lady. It is silent. And I keep doubling down.
Holy shit.
I keep going further and further. Like with these
you're on one.
Like her Christmas Santa Claus is like asking for fucking basic bullshit cubicle office shit. And there's nothing. And like I'm like heated too though. So I'm getting like more amped up as I say these things. Mm-hmm. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I was like, this feels amazing.
You're taking all your rage out on her.
It felt so great because I'm like, if I'm paying $800 something, I'm going to get my money's worth. I'm going to use this as an open mic and fucking like, and try and fucking decimate this office or whatever. Like, I didn't want to hurt her feelings. I just wanted to, what I was really trying to do was create sort of like a bond between the two of us as like a level of understanding. And sometimes
I'm sure that built a bond.
So there's nobody. I'm like, hello, are you there? Like I go, and they like, it's not like I didn't hear anything.
Is she crying?
And she had me on her on mute. She takes herself off of mute. Everybody in the office is listening to me and they're all dying laughing.
What?
She had me on speaker in the office. They're all crying laughing. They thought it was the funniest thing ever. They were just like, oh my God.
What?
Yeah. The Fisher-Price and like all this shit that I was saying was like super like, they were like, we all fucking hate our jobs.
No way.
They didn't say that. They didn't say it like that.
But they
were
said it without saying it.
They were like, you literally hit the nail on the head. We all, are here. We all work this job. It's definitely a challenging job. I whatever. She's like, I'm going to put you on hold again. I'm going to see what I can do about your bill.
No way.
And I was like, oh shit, she's probably going to double it. And she's probably gonna maybe like get like the tax taken off, like something taken off. It was, I'm gonna say, because I don't remember, but it was over $800. It was like $865. She comes back. She was like, okay, Mr. Fontana, we have gotten your bill down to $65. Took $800 off your bill.
That's amazing.
You have a good weekend. We're so sorry for the inconvenience. Thank you so much for the laughter. And like, you made our fucking Friday. And what? I was just like, what? I love this. I was like, when I got off the phone, I was like, why didn't I think about being mean to people earlier in life?
You got so lucky with the person you called.
Oh my God. I was just like, but the whole, like, there were like 2 or 3 people. I'm going to say the whole office, but there was like when she took them off mute, there was it sounded like a group of people laughing.
Because easily, like the fact that she even put it on speaker and had a fun time with that and was able to be like open-minded enough that she's like, yeah, that is my life.
I was on a roll. Like I just told you 3 of them and I couldn't even think of more while I'm telling the story. I was literally talking for like 4.5
You were zoned in.
Yeah, I was like, just man, and you never oh, I gotta go down to Bob and accounts receivable, and then you got your GI Joe. Like, I was just I don't know. I was on a like that kind of level of like clarity that I could like similar to making up a story about getting a vasectomy. Like it was just like I see the road. And I'm just going to put my foot on the gas. And I hope it goes my way, even though I didn't think it would. I was just like, this is, at least I get to take the piss out of that.
You got so insanely lucky.
Yeah. And yeah, they took $800 off my bill. And I don't remember, it could have been like I owed $80-something or $65. I don't know.
Most of it.
They took $80, but they took $800. It was $800.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, this is amazing.
Well,
I loved it.
Your improv classes paid off.
They did.
So now do you have a story that you did make into a joke? Like a miserable moment that you did? Or that you do? Or that you used to do?
I just started doing this bit about, I went to a concert with another comedian and she has a membership to this private social club, and we were both just drinking so much. And we go to the concert, and I was holding this PN from the concert down at the Forum, and it was like 45 minutes to get to this social club.
That's a long time. I would have pissed myself.
I was so full, and I go at this place that has co-ed bathroom, not co-ed,
gender
neutral single stall bathroom. So it's like you go in, there's a toilet in the sink.
Got it.
Whatever you call that. And I go in, and the place just stinks like shit, and the door shut behind me. And it was
shut behind you like a horror film.
Well, that's when you like, and when I like, as I'm writing this bit, I'm trying to say it's like I just signed the will of the person who left the like. Not, I mean, I've inherited. I just signed a lease on this. I've now become responsible for this smell.
Yes.
Like and I think that's a very relatable thing that people become responsible. Like you go into a bathroom and you're like, oh shit, now whoever comes in after me is gonna smell this smell. And I open the door. I want the bit to be the bit, so I'm not gonna tell the bit and like how it is. And there is someone very famous on the other side of this.
Really?
Female and very attractive.
No! That's the worst case scenario. And what are the chances of that?
And I, like, when I'm in the bit, I say I'm about to open the door, and I know that I'm going to be like Denzel Washington in The Hurricane. I am taking the fall for a crime I did not commit. I'm Reuben Hurricane Carter right now, about to fucking go in front of the grand jury. And when I go out, I see this person, and I'm like,
no.
I say something that I think is hilarious. And then I go back to the table, and I'm like, I tell my friend, I was like, oh, it was disgusting in there.
In the joke, do you say the celebrity? You gotta tell us the celebrity.
But I did it the first time I ever did it. There were a few comedians when I just sort of like workshopped it at my show on stage. I just fully committed to it, and there were a couple of comedians in there that was still there, and the feedback that they gave me was so good. I was like, That's awesome. Keep pushing this joke because I do keep making this joke great. It's good now, but I'm gonna make it. I really want to make it
phenomenal. I tried a joke like that it never really worked out, but I called it secondhand blackmail.
Secondhand.
But then I forgot a few people, like, that doesn't even make sense. Like when you walk into the bathroom and a public bathroom and there's a giant turd line in the toilet. Just to be clear, there was a total snail line.
Snail line. This was like the set of every Fast and the Furious movie. All of them.
Oh, even, like, no.
Yeah. And I'm still working on the bit, and I don't know what it is about me and writing jokes, but I try to write closers every time I write jokes.
Hey, that's great. Then if you have a whole set of closers.
Just like, meh. And like, then I like realize like, you really, that's a closer to you? Like, I get like some mediocre laughs, but I don't write set up punchline jokes. I write long stories. So,
well, you're a great storyteller. Everything you say, you're able to visualize it, which is important when.
I think anybody that's telling the story should make everything as specific as possible. That's like, but keep the story going. I have a friend who shall remain nameless.
We'll call her Margot Robbie.
But she pauses a lot.
Yeah.
When she's telling a story, and it's like, it's I mean,
it's not okay.
It's just too much. But they're holding your attention because you just, I mean, they're one of my best friends. So I'm just like, I want to know everything about what's going on. Like, I care about it. And it's just like, oh, you motherfucker. Just like, I've definitely said like, yo, fucking put your foot on the gas. Bro. Just stop waving your foot over the brake and just pin it. Just pedal to the metal. Like, this is getting, and you're literally telling me about your lunch. Like,
oh no, Aaron Maliner's wiener when we talked about, and I was saying the same. Slow talkers, it's not okay.
It is if you're trying. If you're simple. Like, I'm not a smart guy. I think I'm not like educated. I think I'm very intelligent. Does that make sense?
More street smart than book smart type of thing?
Yeah, but I pay attention, and I like to, I'm very dumb. Like, very, very dumb. But,
well, you've never come off dumb to me, but also... Hey, I knew I liked you for a reason.
You got them Gump jeans.
Yeah.
I'll never, like, I've always been saying, it's stupid. Don't call yourself dumb. Like, don't call yourself. And I'm like, I'm not an intellectual. I'm intelligent. Like, but I'm not educated.
I've learned to not. I used to get so down on myself for not being able to understand some things people are talking about or keep up with, like, super or also remembering things. My brain doesn't retain random facts or history and stuff like that. Mine doesn't, and I used to get upset about it. But then I realized being around people sometimes that are able to do that, what they lack, and then it makes you grateful of what you do have.
Yeah, I mean, I will watch a TV series, and then like 3 months later, not even a character will I remember.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so you agree.
But I'll be watching Jeopardy. Like, my parents love to watch Jeopardy.
I do too.
And when I go home to visit, like, I'll watch Jeopardy with my parents, and I'll just be like, boom, the Ming Dynasty. Like, I'll just throw shit out like that.
I know nothing.
And they're just like, how do you know this? I'm like, I left Boston. I don't know. I don't know. I just pay attention. Like, certain things stick and certain things don't. When someone's telling a story and it's bothering me, or it's taking too long, I will.
Are you fucking with me with the pauses?
No. I'm trying to figure out what the best way to say this. I will pull something from a movie, like kind of a corny movie or a terrible movie, and just be like, just start talking, like, just say whatever.
So I'm wearing sweatpants because I was feeling tired and I wanted to be comfortable on the podcast.
That reminds me of this scene from the movie We Bought a Zoo when Matt Damon and his daughter, I was getting ready for bed, and there's people outside and they're like having a party at the house next door, and the daughter's bedroom is right next to the window where the party is going on, and she calls Matt Damon in, her dad, and she's just like, Dad, their happy's too loud. And Matt Damon's like, yeah, their happy is too loud. And then he starts to think that we have to find a new place to live. So next day they're in the car with JB Smoove, and he's their real estate agent, and he brings them to all these houses, and then he gets to this one house and they think it's the perfect house, and all of a sudden you hear a lion roar, and then he's like, why? JB Smoove's like, you don't want this house. And Matt Damon's like, yeah, we do want this house. And then you hear the lion roar, and he goes, what? Matt Damon's like, why don't we want this house? And JB Smoove goes, because it's a zoo. And then the whole house is actually on the property of a zoo, and if you buy the house, you have to buy the zoo as well.
What?
That's what I'll do to somebody when they're telling a boring story. I'll just
and then do they go
lunge into a fucking monologue about a fucking dumb movie.
And then do they go like, I have to see that movie?
In Boston, they'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Here in LA, like everybody's so afraid to like offend you. They'll just be like, and if I'm with a friend that knows that I do this, they'll be over there crying laughing.
I'm sure.
Yeah, and
when did you start doing this?
When I realized
had enough.
When I'd had enough. When Matty found out one day he had enough, he started telling stories about really bad stories that are in really bad movies. I live alone, and I have for most of my adult life. And you have to find ways to entertain yourself. And it's something that I've always like just been walking down the street and just thinking about like this scene from this terrible movie. I have great taste in movies, like really good movies, like cinephile, like type Criterion Collection movies. But I also have really good taste in bad movies. And those bad movies come in when you're hungover, like when you have a hangover and you just want to watch some mindless
something
bullshit.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah, like Uptown Girls. You just be sitting there like, I have a hankering suspicion to see a dead lady and a cute girl that grew up to be an ugly girl make a movie and make a movie right. So
it's like why I like rom-coms. They're just
they're
so
greatest.
easy to watch.
They're the greatest.
They're my favorite.
So anything Kutcher, anything McConaughey.
Oh yeah,
fantastic.
I agree.
You give me.
I'm all Kate Hudson.
What happens in Vegas?
Great movie.
You give me 10 ways to how to lose a guy in 10 days.
That's a great one. I have the DVD. Yeah, I still have DVDs.
You know, you give me 27 dresses.
Mm-hmm.
Heigl.
Yeah, she doesn't do them anymore because I guess she was a bitch. But maybe she was just a strong woman. I don't know. I like her movies. Knocked Up was a good one with her.
That's a good one. That's
a little less rom-com.
That's more like good movie.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was just thinking. Her.
Heigl, yeah. Heigl had her moment in the Apatow world.
Have you seen 2 Weeks Notice? Sandra Bullock, another.
Sandy B?
Oh, another top rom-com lover.
The Proposal?
Oh, I know.
Are you kidding?
What a combo. Oh, what's the one with Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling? Not La La Land. Love La La Land. The other one that's so good with Steve Carell.
A Lot Like Love? No, that one is with Kutch. That's with Ashton Kutch. Ashton Kutches and Amanda Peet. Good old Mandy Petey. Just crushing life up in the Bay Area, taking no prisoners when it comes to love in life.
I'm in. The Ashton Kutcher one was so confusing. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Because it was so... Him and actually Mila Kunis were in this...
Oh, there's one that's called Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
And then there's another one
with Justin Timberlake
that's called No Strings Attached.
Oh my God, you nailed it.
They came out in the same year.
I know, and it was so confusing. The same movie.
And weird, Emma Stone is in the beginning playing JT's girlfriend.
Really?
And at the beginning, who plays Kunis's boyfriend is what's his name? The guy from The Lonely Island.
Oh, Andy
Samberg.
Wow.
Samby's in there. Fucking Stoney. All up in this bitch.
That's so funny. You can remember those things.
And then this guy, who's the director of Little Women, she makes a fucking appearance too.
What?
Yes, oh no, she's in No Strings Attached.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah,
she plays Natalie Pease. Natalie Portman was in a fucking romantic comedy.
She was in No Strings Attached.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one was Mila Kunis. But now Zach and Mila are married and they were in the opposite movies. Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Fuck.
It's. Have you ever seen Rumor Has It?
Oh yeah, with Jennifer
Aniston.
Yeah,
dude.
Oh,
Jenny.
She's a top one too.
Oh, straight.
Kate Hudson, Jennifer Aniston, Sandra Bullock. I think those might be my top 3 female rom-com.
I'm gonna go Sandy B.
Mm-hmm.
Aniston in a lot of them. I go Sandra Bullock. Oh, I'm gonna go Brittany Murph.
Oh, it's a good one.
She's all right. She's in Uptown Girls.
Yeah, she's in a lot of them. The Vegas.
No, she's not in What Happens in Vegas. She's in Just Married.
Oh, that's what I'm picturing for Vegas. Yeah.
You gotta fucking get your shit together.
I told you my mind doesn't remember things.
My mind's telling me no.
But my body. It's also telling me no. I'm very sore right now.
I want to say like 10 Things I Hate About You.
Oh.
Great.
He was my biggest crush forever. When he died and people were like, who's your celebrity crush? Because that's what adults talk about in LA. I still say Heath Ledger. I'm not moving on.
Right on.
Sticking to it.
Cool.
That one's a good one. My favorite of all time is How to Lose a Guy in 10. No. Yeah, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days with Kate Hudson.
What about Failure to Launch?
That's a good one. How about Leap Year? That Leap one not as many people have seen.
What was in
when she goes to Ireland?
It's not a rom-com.
Yes, that is.
That's what's her face? With
the redhead.
Yeah, she's she was in Catch Me If You Can.
I'm forgetting her name.
She was in.
That's a total rom-com. She like falls and her luggage falls and the mean guy at first then ends up being nice to her. The guy who just runs every single part of the thing,
When I have some friends that live best lives on social.
Yeah.
And then when you see them, they try to like emulate that shit in real life.
Oh, ew.
So I mean, they're like genuinely awesome people, but like they've been a little bit manipulated by the way the romanticism and the way the world is on social media. So when I start describing them as like people, like it's always women. It's never dudes. So it's like this is one I describe her as like her life is a fucking rom-com, and I'm just like
the hot mess.
See her standing in a window looking out at the rain, and Peter Gabriel's Salisbury Hills playing. It's like Jessica could never get it right. Bum, 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 climbing up on Salisbury Hill. Then you see her walking down the street, and her like drops all of her coffees and stuff. And then a dog walks by, and she gets tangled up in the dog leash, and she looks up, and,
like,
and it's her husband. It's her husband. And
soon to be.
Yeah. Well, it's her like in real IRL husband.
Oh, she really goes for it.
No, but like in my imagination when I'm making fun of her.
Okay.
I'm just like, and Peter Gabriel, Salisbury Hills playing. It's like, grab your things, I want to take you home. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I like to make, that's another joke I would really love to write. And like really write it well to where the music is actually playing.
Oh my God.
I love a big joke.
Yeah, it is the best when you have a joke you're excited about.
Well, like, yeah, and the feeling when like you just did a bit and you're like, wow, that one needs work, and then you organically drop into the good one, like to your favorite bit, and it just immediately starts. It changes the room. It's just like you get into it, and like all of a sudden all of a sudden
it was a dark and stormy night.
But But like all of a sudden the energy of the room changes and you're like, this is fucking, I love it.
It's a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. And you have that. It's like there's certain bits that just no matter where you are and what you do, you could have just told the worst joke ever. But if you drop into this joke, you'll at minimum get them back on your side. If not, like just really like.
Do you like digging yourself in a hole during a set, or do you like to sandwich?
I don't. The thing is, like,
I know some people do. That's why I'm asking. Some people like the challenge.
Well, do you like being able to see the audience?
Yes.
No, I hate it.
Really?
I'm not your friend when I'm on stage.
Oh, if I can't see them, I feel blind and I feel like I can't connect.
I like not being able. I don't like being blinded by the light, like the lighting. I just don't like looking out and being able to make out like freckles. You're gonna be able to see people, but I don't want, like the last time I had, like last year when I headlined Left Boston, they left the lights on the room on.
And like that's weird. I don't like that.
It wasn't completely lit up. Like it was like I could see everybody.
Like Laugh Factory, that's light to me.
Yeah, I'm not I like the Laugh Factory, but I like, again, it's just a little.
That's what I mean. That's probably what you mean is that's what I'm picturing is light.
Haha doc.
Is what you prefer.
I prefer Comedy Store, main room doc.
Okay.
Belly room doc. Improv. Basically anywhere that doesn't light up the room.
I just don't like it when it's so bright I could only see the front row. Because then I feel like I'm like staring at just random spots instead of like connecting. I like to dagger connect.
I like to. I don't know. I'm also not. A lot of people nowadays are hunting for.
Not me.
Why are you always hunting for crowd
work?
Why are you hunting for crowd work? I like a lot of the crowd work that's out there and that people are posting. I'm not hunting for crowd work. I'm hunting for an hour. You know, I want an hour. I want an hour and 15 minutes that I can cut down to an hour and put out as a special. I don't, like I said at the top of this, I don't care about the social media aspect of this.
And I respect people for their crowd work hustle, but it's
100%.
It's not for me as well.
I'm not entertained by it. I think it's really, when someone does it and does it well, I think it's great. It's just not my thing.
I don't hunt for it, but if that deer gets in front of my car, I sure am gonna hit it with the car. Is someone calling? You answer. I don't.
No. Okay.
I think it's.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it because the car bit?
Okay. All right. Right up. Okay. That was not only the analogy police, that was the analogy FBI.
Oh, fuck.
You have the building surrounded.
Oh, no. They warned me already. That's why.
That was a bad one.
Oh, shit.
Oh, poop. Yeah, I don't know. I don't like, I like being really just knowing what I want and knowing what, I just like being really specific. It takes a while to write the jokes that I write. And like when I'm on stage, I want to, like a lot of people, you notice a lot of people like being up there with their like hat all crooked and like tie-dye, like oversized sweatshirt on, wearing Crocs, and like, I just rolled out of bed to get here. I'm too cool for this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too cool for this. You paid good money and left your house.
It takes a lot
to see me. I am going to give you a performance. Like I am going to perform for you, and I'm going to work hard at making it the best I can. And I don't want you to have to feel like you have to do any work if you come to see me at Laugh Boston on December 22nd.
I think that's great.
I just don't like when you come. I came here to be an actor, and I studied for a long time. And I studied for a long time after like the formal acting training. I studied for a long time, at improv and sketch, and then when I hated improv and sketch so much that I wanted to continue to make people laugh, and I found stand up, and I love stand ups from the I was terrified to get on stage to do stand-up, but I got off stage and I was like, this is what people must feel like when they get off a roller coaster, because I hate roller coasters. I fucking can't stand them. But this is that's that feeling, and I chase that every time, and I don't want someone to come and see me and be like, at least, even if I didn't make you laugh, if my comedy isn't for you, I was just like, shit, that dude was up there giving it all he got. You know, he's really trying. I want to be I need to like work out. Like I jog a lot because I have to have enough
energy on stage.
Oh my God. You've seen me up there. I'm not standing still.
No, I think that's what people go to shows to see. And I always look at those cool people, and I wonder to myself, I'm like, no matter how big I get, like, I wonder if I'll ever be that person. Because it just doesn't seem like, nothing against them as well. It's like their style.
But like, look at the big comedians. None of them stand there and don't do anything.
No, when they're working on stuff, they're working on stuff.
Even Tom Segura is he moves. He's very calculated and tactical with how he moves and when he does things. But he moves. You look at Sebastian, that guy.
He's a maniac in all the best ways.
You look at Eliza, uses the whole stage. Mm-hmm. Whitney uses the whole stage. Burr paces, and he moves, and he like gets very physical.
He gets so into it.
Yeah, and so like you look at these people. I mean, you look at a guy like Mike Birbiglia, who will build this huge, extravagant like backdrop, and he's so like not wanting to give himself as much room as possible to be physical. He wears a fucking headset. Like, does he get physical a lot? And I don't think he really does, but like
he's ready.
He's ready. He's got the fucking he's got that
the TED
human
Talk.
race, so he's ready to hear me fucking ask him, when you were a kid, did you get fucking Fisher Price cubicle?
God.
But yeah, I like that. I don't know how we got into that.
I don't know, but
I think that like when you come on a podcast with a friend, like, you know, like we don't talk about this shit when we're fucking hanging out. Like when like Maddie's around, like we're bullshit. We're always complaining. It's like,
that's why I added the weekly wiener in the beginning, because I feel like it's a natural way of what comedians usually talk about.
Yeah,
and humans in general.
Mm-hmm. And there's always like some sort of steam you have to blow off before you get into like, you know, Johnny started second grade. You're like, oh. You know, like, that reminds me of the scene from the movie The Proposal. Sandy Boy.
The podcast just ends with you telling me about this shitty movie, and I'm like, all right, I think he wants to leave.
No, I love doing these.
No, I'm so happy you're able to make it. We finally made a day work. That's the hardest thing with comedians on a podcast. One of us is bound to get a show.
What's hilarious is like the last time you were like, we both could have did it.
I know, we ran into it. I didn't message him because I thought he had his show. As I thought it was every Thursday, and my only day free was Thursday. And then we ran into each other at the Improv, both not having shows, just hanging out. And I'm like, damn it. And you said so many funny things that night too. I left and I was like, you got not to blow your cover, but he got a pimple. And you said the funniest thing. You're like, I do everything big. And I was like,
fucking bomb.
You even told me about a wiener, and I was like, in my head, I'm like, Mandy, you can't just hear stories now.
You can't say that though. You can't say that when a guy's on the pod. You told me about a wiener. Like, I wasn't talking to her about a dick. I was talking to her about a gripe.
Yeah. Asterisk. Is that one? Asterisk.
A hashtag?
And you do like the little star.
The
correcting thing.
Okay. Yeah. Asterisk. That was a fun night.
That was a really fun night. But no, this is the best. I was telling Chase O'Donnell did it too, and we're like, doing a podcast with comedians. I just love talking to comedians. It's pretty much
it's fun.
It's always fun. But then you get to do this and you get to hang out with your friends.
In like this beautiful studio too. Like this place is...
Don't tell them how rich I am. We don't want them to like jump me. I supply Gatorade, so...
0. Gatorade 0.
We're not allowed to be fat in LA.
I asked her if she has any water. And she goes, yes. And she handed me Gatorade 0.
Gatorade.
This is what they call water in Florida.
Mm-hmm.